Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you're having a good ramp up to New Year's Eve. I have something else that I want to read and reflect on with you today. I might be doing that every day this week, which is not a bad thing. I think it prepares us to look at the new year with some little different perspectives going on. So here's the reading for today, and then let's think about it. It says, people often confuse the soul of Christianity, the faith part of it, with the religion of Christianity. Probably true for other religions too, right? Faith is the water. Religion is the cup. You need a cup to share the water. A cup helps you partake of water yourself, but water always remains separate from whatever container it's in. I'm going to read that again. People often confuse the soul of Christianity, the faith part of it, with the religion of Christianity. Faith is the water, religion is the cup. You need a cup to share the water. A cup helps you partake of water yourself. But water always remains separate from whatever container it's in. We've talked before about how many people will say, "Oh, I'm spiritual but not religious." I suppose there are people who are religious and not spiritual, although I question then if they are truly religious. It's sort of a hollow, or in the terms of the cup, an empty religion, if they don't have spirit behind it. And I'm not talking just about Christianity. I mean any kind of religion at all. If you follow the practices but you don't have a spiritual connection to them, then they're just meaningless. They're just movement. But for those of us who have a spirituality, I would argue that spirituality is very individualized. It can be coordinated with others in a community. I think about musical groups. There is a spirituality there that is coordinated through the music, if there's a conductor, by the conductor. But the spirituality, in order to be shared, when we're talking about faith, or really to be shared just with others who are practicing it, you have to develop some means of, yes, we'll do this and we won't do that. And you can say, well, the Quakers don't. Oh, yes, the Quakers do. They determine, here is how we will sit in silence, or that we will sit in silence. Every religion has to figure out how to structure itself to share its spirituality. And sometimes people get caught up in the mechanism and lose the meaning. But to say that you can have meaning and share it without having the cup to share the water, I think is impractical, and I might even go so far as to say impossible. As soon as it is more than just me and my spirituality, there has to be some mechanism for coordinating it and sharing it. Religion isn't bad. People who get caught up in the structure of the religion without the meaning of the spirituality or the experience of the spirituality, that's when things get dangerous. But religion itself, not a bad deal. Especially when you take the time to intentionally find a place where the expression matches your experience, where the expression is a manifestation of your spiritual experience. Because that expression, that religion, if you will, is what allows others to pool their spirituality, which then enhances your own and you enhance theirs. And if you don't do that, you're really limiting yourself to just a personalized spirituality. Now, is there anything wrong with a personalized spirituality? Of course not. Spiritual practitioners throughout history have been solo practitioners at times. Many of the mystics, Christian and otherwise. But by and large, Christianity, at least, and I dare say Judaism, and Islam, the three Abrahamic traditions, are designed to be communal. It is a faith community that God covenants with. Jesus called 12 disciples or more, who followed him around and learned from him, and that was his community. So if we are to be practicing our Christian spirituality, it should be in community. Now, what do we mean by community? Does it have to be somebody where you go to a church building every week to worship with them? No. And at South Church, we have figured that out by creating these acts of faith that allow our church to be multi-locationed, multiple sites around the city of Rochester, the county of Monroe, actually. But we are all linked together, and we recognize that the Holy Spirit brings us together and provides that connection to the larger community. What we do online here, some of you are in states all across the nation, and yet you feel yourself a part of the Prayerful Pause community. How cool is that? So as soon as we redefine community in a new practical way that maybe includes technology, we can understand that there are other people who share our spirituality without the restrictions of the confines of a building, for one thing. And we don't want to get bogged down in dogma and how to do things. We have to keep the spirit alive in order for the experience and the expression to go hand in glove. So my thought for you today, my wish for you as you approach tomorrow, is to figure out, how do I feel about spirituality and religion? What is my religion? Do I have a community? Who's in my community where I practice my spirituality? Big questions. Just think about them for a little while. Don't get bogged down. Just for a little bit. And I'll see you back here tomorrow, I hope. Thanks for joining me for the Prayerful Pause with the Pastor. I'm Pastor Deb Swift of South Presbyterian Church in Rochester, New York. We carve out this time to think of something greater than ourselves, and in this case, it's a cup and water in it. And the cup is the religion, and the water is our spirituality. How do they fit together in your life? I'll see you next time. God bless. Bye for now.